starting with Father Robert Balliser, Society of Jesuits, and our host of Enterprise Tech. He's an enterprise guru this week in Enterprise Tech. He also hosts Know How, soon to host a show unnamed. We call it Padres Unnamed Fall Project.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out a name for it. Something that fits. We can't.
It could be This Week in Coding.
Could be. Could
be You Like to Code Monkeys, but I don't know.
All the clever titles don't really say what it does.
Yeah. We'll figure out something. Anyway, it's a show about programming and programmers, and it's going to be really cool. And it's going to start very soon.
Yes, we're looking at, 2 months away?
We've front-burnered it soon. But meanwhile, we thought we'd give him some, since you're an enterprise guy.
Right. So I wanted something that maybe crossed that boundary between enterprise and consumer.
First, what is a NAS?
A NAS is a network-attached storage device.
That's explanatory.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically a bunch of hard drives in a box that lets you access it from anywhere.
I think of it as a computer minus a keyboard, mouse, and monitor.
That's pretty apt.
That you can access that computer from anywhere on the network. The computer is visible to all the other computers in the network. And what do you use a NAS for?
Well, anytime you want storage that's not attached to the device, so for your notebook, for your laptop, for your tablet, for whatever it might be, you want a NAS because anywhere your network goes, your NAS goes with you.
It's also so you might use it for backup. You might use it for media serving. Now I'm getting it because it's storage that's attached via the network attached. So we gave you the ioSafe.
The N2.
Let's take a look.
The N2 is a 2-bay network-attached storage box from ioSafe that is billed as disaster-proof. In reality, the N2 is 2 products in one. A high-performance Synology NAS inside a 28-pound disaster-resistant suit of armor. In the past 6 years, I have personally seen ioSafe products survive everything from the relatively mundane impacts and high G-force events, cooking in 1400-plus degree flame, dunkings and fire hoses to simulate floods and firefighting efforts, to the more extreme. I've watched ioSafe enclosures crushed under the treads of a backhoe, blasted with multiple shotgun rounds, and scorched by lightning. In each case, the data was recovered off the drives. The N2 uses all of ioSafe's know-how to give users the convenience of network-attached storage in the IT equivalent of an Abrams tank. The armor starts with a steel shell that is capped by a steel and ceramic door, held in place by 2 hex bolts. The door fits snugly into the inner sheath, which is actually water-impregnated ceramic. ioSafe created this material, and it's been used in all of their rugged desktop products. In a fire, the ceramic ablates, keeping the heat from reaching the core while the water evaporates, both cooling the ceramic and creating a positive pressure that pushes smoke and soot out of the case and away from electronics. Inside the door is another steel cap, which is actually the start of the NAS capsule. Removing the cap reveals 2 drive bays with secured SATA drive sleds that will currently accommodate up to 4 terabyte SATA units, like our Western Digital Red series of NAS design drives. The bottom of the front face houses an array of LED indicators, as well as the power and backup buttons, a USB port, and an SD card reader. The back of the N2 sports 2 USB 3.0 ports and a single gigabit Ethernet port. The setup wizard will have your new drives up and running in about 10 minutes, and then you can play with the exhaustive list of N2 features. Windows, Mac, NFS file sharing protocols, of course. FTP, FTPS, SFTP, TFTP, PXE, why not? WebDAV, you betcha. VPN services, media indexing, network backup, VLAN support, all part of the package. The N2 makes it easy to create shares, add users, join existing domains, and pretty much everything you might want out of a Soho NAS, no matter if you're using Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS, or Android. The N2 can also host your website and MySQL databases, make itself available to the outside world via DDNS, auto-configure your router, set firewall and quality of service rules, enable SNMP monitoring integration, give you a terminal shell, and set all of your standard networking parameters. Performance tests showed impressive transfer rates of about 53 megabytes per second write and 83 megabytes per second read, which put it into the upper echelon of Soho NAS performance. As impressive as is the N2's disaster-resistant design and performance specs, the real value of the N2 is in its included data recovery service. The standard N2 comes with a $2,500 1-year insurance policy for all your data. If for any reason you lose your data, be it equipment failure, disaster, or user error, ioSafe will pay to get your data back, no questions asked. DRS can be extended for up to 5 years for 99 cents per month per terabyte, and upgrading to DRS Pro ups your insurance to $5,000 per terabyte. In all, between the Armor, the Synology NAS, and DRS, the ioSafe N2 is one of those rare products that delivers exactly what it promises: Disaster-proof storage with the speed and convenience of a NAS. The ioSafe N2 network-attached storage server is available now. You can find it for $600 and up.
Okay.
The price.
Yeah, it makes, but no, I love it. And I want to kiss my NAS because
Well, cover your NAS.
it is a great thing, and I have a Synology, which I love. Now, first of all, let me cover a couple points. People thought they saw this already. You did review the portable,
Right. So they had their portable drive, and we brought that up before you
ioSafe,
buy.
right? We shot. That's the one you shot, and all that stuff.
Correct, right. And there's a lot of the same technologies, but this is the first one they've built that's designed to be attached to the network.
Right. So it's not for everybody. You're paying extra for all of those features. It's for somewhere where you wanted to store stuff and like backups, and you really wanted them to be safe against disaster.
Right. Well, I mean, you've got that rule of 3-2-1. That's how you're supposed to handle your media.
3 copies, 2 different media, 1 off-site.
Exactly. The thing is, this almost acts like an off-site because you can have it on your site, you can have it go through a disaster, it will still be there. It'll survive for 30 minutes at 1,600 degrees. It will survive being submerged. It will survive being underwater. It will survive being crushed. And because it's running in RAID 0, so it's mirrored, you actually have 2 copies of all the data. That's 2 chances to recover.
So standard drives inside, but it's just the enclosure that is special. It's, got all that fancy stuff. I would still say have an off-site backup. Yeah. But this makes it even more robust. Your disaster planning is even more robust because even if there's a fire, this thing is likely to survive it. So that's why you pay. What is it? $600?
It's $600 empty. So that's no drives. That's bares.
What is that? A premium of $150, something like that. It's not terrible.
I mean, think about it. You love your Synology because it's fast.
I do.
Right? And you can access it with any device.
You know what? I choose a NAS by software.
Yeah.
And I just love the software. It's easy to use, easy to configure. There's add-ons. It does all the stuff I want it to do. So this is their hardware with Synology software on it.
Correct. They just put armor around the Synology NAS. So everything that you know about a Synology NAS is the same. This thing is crazy fast. It's really reliable. And the reason why we don't have it here is because it's actually running in one of my data centers. I've got 2 of these, one in San Francisco and one in Denver. And they're synchronized. Anytime I push a bit of data up to one, it goes over to the other.
That's the way it should be. Now it's really redundant.
Right.
Although, as we learn about CryptoLocker, there is some concern because that's what we call a hot backup, which means that if the network-attached storage is seen as a drive letter on the hard drive and you get CryptoLocker on your Windows machine, it will not only, this is a form of ransomware that encrypts your data, it will not only encrypt your local data, it'll encrypt what's on the NAS because it's drive E or whatever. Right. And then if you're doing that synchronization, does it do versioning?
It can, but most
Make
people
sure you
don't
turn that
choose
on
to do it because they don't want to waste space.
Right, but then you're gonna have 3 copies of the inaccessible encrypted data, nicely backed up, but it's not going to help you restore it. So something to be paying attention to these days. This CryptoLocker is a nasty bug. If you want to know more about it, we talked about it on Twit, on Tech Guy, and Security Now. Steve Gibson spent some time on it. This sounds like a definite buy. I really like this.
I think so, yes.
If you need that kind of
if you need it,
robust
and
protection.
if you've got that kind of data that you absolutely have to protect, because what you're really buying is that insurance policy. Remember, it could be any reason. You could have done something stupid and deleted your data. They will still get it back for you one time, no questions asked.
So you send them the melted husk of your drive, and they'll get the stuff off. All right.
So it's rugged, it's fast,
That's what you're
it's
paying
quiet,
for.
it's feature-packed, it's got DRS. That's what you're paying for.
I mean, if you had to pay drive savers to do that, it'd be thousands of dollars.
Thousands and thousands.
Thank you, Father Robert Ballister, host of This Week in Enterprise Tech and Know-How, and we'll look for that extended review of the ioSafe on a Know-How coming soon to a twit near you.